So I'll be standing on the existing protocol. Sorry, I don't know. Please, as we wait for the light to come up, I'll be speaking on the guidelines for inspection and requirements for packaged water facilities in Nigeria. That is when NAFDAC comes to your facilities, what they will do, what they are looking out for. That is what I'll be speaking on. Artwork. So this is the scope of my presentation. Facilities and the equipment. We are going to be talking about the facilities and the equipment that we'll see in your facility. We are going to be talking about your water treatment process. Your water treatment process, how you treat your water, the processes the water goes through before the final production. We're also going to be talking about the hygiene station and toilet facilities, how your toilet is supposed to be positioned in your facility. We're also going to be talking about the sanitations, how you keep your facilities in order, how clean your facility is. We are going to be talking about it. When we come to inspection, that is the things that we look out for. We're also talking about the standard operating procedures. That is the SOPs. My second has spoken about it, but I'm going to just emphasize on it because it is one of the things that will ask you when NAFDAC come. Will be like, where is your SOP? Do you have your SOP? Some will say yes, they have it, but when you say, okay, bring it, let us see, they will not bring it. So we're also going to be looking at that. Because most times when we come, it's true that we said that it's your property, keep it in your facility, but NAFDAC is also interested in it. When we come, we want to see the step-by-step of the things you do. Are they really documented? Because you can change, maybe you have a production manager today, something happens and you change a production manager. The person cannot just come and start doing something off heart. So it's good you have step-by-step document that shows that this is what we do, this is how we do it, so that anybody that comes will see and still follow suit. Artwork. Hope we are following, please. Okay. We're also talking about the consumer complaint and recall. Maybe the way your consumers, if there's any problem with your product, how do you handle it? Do you have a record for it? We also look at it when we come. We'll ask you, do you have your record for consumer complaint and record? We want to see it. We want to see how you document that. Distribution system. Some of us will ask you, how do you distribute your products? What kind of vehicle do you use? We also want to cite those things. The transportations and handling. How you handle your products. Some people will produce water and they don't have a collecting tray. You see them as they are producing, their water is dropping on the floor. These are the things that we'll look at when we come for inspections. Okay, this is my aim and the objective of this training. We are here to enlighten and educate our stakeholders. ATWAP is our stakeholder. So we are here to educate you, to pass more information. Maybe some of you, before now, you know some and you are about to forget. So we want to quicken your intellect. We want to see if you are still on top of your game. We also want to orientate every water producers to meet up with current good manufacturing practices, just as the MC was asking us if we know what is GMP. So we want you to know the current GMP, what is on ground now, what is happening. We want you to be aware of it. Okay, this is the facilities and the equipment. Your source of water. That the source of water, where your source of water can come from. Your source of water can be from spring water. NAFDAC allows that, from spring water. You can also get your water from your borehole, which she mentioned earlier, that the depth will not be less than 45 meters. So if you have like 40, it's a no for NAFDAC. So we also, the public means too, like water board, yes, NAFDAC allows such too. But note that dug out well is not allowed for NAFDAC. Maybe you just dig a well and say, I have a sumo, I can connect and use this as my water. This is not allowed for NAFDAC. It's a no for NAFDAC. Okay. We also say that water source should be at least 30 meters or 100 feet away from the nearest septic tank, which may or may not be situated within the premises. You know, most of our times when we come, we'll ask you, like one of my madam will say, we'll use our leg to check, or in case you want to put a number for us. We want to be sure where your septic tank is it very close to your borehole? So these are the things that you look out for when you are trying to start up a factory. You will check where your septic tank is. We said it should be at least 30 meters away from the nearest septic tank. Tank and reservoirs. We also look at that. We say that all tanks should be made up of PVC. So that, or stainless steel, because of rust. You know, some people will want to use maybe a tank, an aluminium, or maybe an iron. It gets to rust. So by the time you store water in it for a long time, the taste and the odor, it will definitely show. So it's a no for NAFDAC. NAFDAC said they want a PVC tank for reservoirs. Then your pipes, that all pipes should be made of stainless steel or PVC. Use of asphalt pipes is not allowed. So your pipes will be stainless in case of rust. We don't want it, so that there won't be any source of contamination. Form, fill, seal machines that we use. The form, fill, and seal machines should be designed to minimize main material contact, safe to use, easy to clean, and environmental friendly. The equipment may be fully automated device. Therefore, bottle line, the bottling line must be full automated. That is the specification of NAFDAC. It must be full automated. Some people, when you come to their bottling line, they will say they will use hand, do this, put the label and all that. It is not allowed. NAFDAC wants it to be fully automated. That is the current GMP that we practice now. Water treatment processes. The facilities required for production of drinking water should include the following. The borehole shall be fitted with submerged pump of adequate power. Like some of us, when we come, we'll ask you, what is the capacity of your pump that will pump your water from the borehole? So it's one of the things that we'll ask. Like some people that when you, just like my second has spoken, that will want a science-based technical person, your production manager, because he's the one that will know all these things. When you ask him, he will be able to answer you. Raw and treated water tanks should be made up. Okay, I've spoken about this. Industrial modules containing sand bed and activated charcoal shall be provided. That is when you get your water, your raw water. We expect to see when you will ask you, where is, please can you go back, sir? That you have your sand bed and your activated filter. The sand bed that will help you to remove the particles from the raw water. Then your activated charcoal. Okay. Microfilters, these are the things that we look at when we come to your facility. We check your microfilters of adequate mesh size should be provided for proper filtration. The last filtration point should have the less mesh size, example 0.5. You know, when we come, you have the four filters. So we want you to start from the highest microbes to the lowest. That is for your filtration process to be adequate, not the other way around. So that anything that escape your 0.5 cannot escape 0.3, just like that. An appropriate UV sterilizer should be provided at the appropriate point just before filtration. Just as you mentioned, look at your UV sterilizer. Is it well positioned? Is it the way it's supposed to be, so that there won't be any water left after your production? The treatment process shall comprise of your filtration. The process is achieved by passing the water through the sand belt filters and then through activated carbon filters to remove chlorine, your color, your odor, and taste from water. We also have your disinfection. The appropriate method of disinfection, such as your chlorination, just as she mentioned earlier, your reverse osmosis, ozonation. We are aware of our RO now. Most of us are aware of RO. Please, you are aware of your RO, your reverse osmosis. Okay. Okay, then the sterilization. This is achieved by passing the water through appropriate ultraviolet sterilizer to kill off any other microbes that may have escaped the disinfection stage. Then we also look at your hygiene station and toilet facilities. Hygiene station and toilet facilities should be provided for personnel and should be kept clean at all times. It's not that you are not allowed to have a toilet, because your staff at times, maybe as they are working, they want to ease themselves. It is allowed, you have, but you position it well where it's supposed to be positioned. So you have your washing facilities should be equipped with soap, with food grade liquid hand wash, hand dryers or single service towel and sanitizer. You know, some of us, we have our wash hand basin, but when you come there, there is no liquid wash, there is no towel, there is no dryer. Some will just keep it just for keeping sake, or maybe when they did their production inspection, it was working. But along the line, it stopped, but you didn't do anything about it. So it's of NAFDAC interest. We want to see that it's working, and all these requirements are there. Like your single service towel means the towel that you will use, one person you can use and discard. It's not something that you will keep reusing. The walls and floors shall be smooth surface, easy to clean and disinfect. We don't want a rough surface so that it cannot harbor microbes. We want it clean so that once you clean and disinfect, if there's any microbes there, it will easily go out. Then the hygiene station should be located before or within the cloak room. You know, once you come, most times once you come, before you get to your cloak room, there's a wash hand basin where you are expected to wash your hand. Clean up yourself before you go and kit up for your production for the day. The toilet should not be open directly to the production room. Let's assume that this place is your production room. We are not expecting you to have your toilet facing your production room just to avoid any cross-contamination. Then the sewage, refuse and other waste within premises should be disposed in a safe and sanitary matters. Like most times when we come, we'll ask you, how do you dispose your waste? We want to know how your waste is being handled. Do you just gather it and burn it by yourself and everything will escape to the atmosphere? We want to know, how do you handle it? Does people come to carry it, or how do you handle it? So NAFDAC is interested in how you dispose your waste. Then sanitation. Any building used in the production, processing and packaging of drinking water should be maintained in a hygiene condition. Standard operating procedure. Assigned responsibility for cleaning must be in place. The SOP should describe, that is, we are talking about the SOP on how you clean. These are for your cleaners. You make sure that they have an SOP that they follow. When they come in the morning, this is how they do it. This is what they are supposed to do and how they are supposed to clean your facilities. We say that the SOP will describe in sufficient details the cleaning schedule, that is how they do it, the dates. I came on the 25th of September, I did this and did that. It will be documented, you record it the way it's supposed to be. Then it will show the frequent way you clean it. You know, you don't just clean on the 21st. The next day you are cleaning is on the 30th. No, we want you to see that you clean today, tomorrow you are cleaning, next tomorrow you are cleaning, just like that. Then the building should be regularly fumigated with approved food grade fumigants. My second has spoken about fumigation. She said that it's not that you just fumigate once and you are done. I think you are supposed to fumigate quarterly, every 3 months. You fumigate your facility. Then SOP, standard operating procedures. Standard operating procedures should be written for all operations, namely, that is all the things you do in your facilities, you are supposed to have your SOP for it. So you have your SOP for your production. Just as I mentioned earlier, even if you change a production manager, you employed another production manager, he will continue from where it is. It is a procedure. It is something that you do every day, so the person will follow suit. SOP for quality control. You have your SOP for quality control. How do you check your quality, the quality of your water? You have an SOP for that, where you check and the time you are supposed to check for the quality of your water. You don't just keep producing, you don't check the quality of your water on your own. SOP for cleaning of factory premises and equipment, you should have that in your facility, so that when NAFDAC come and they will be like, do you have SOP for this? Do you have a SOP for that? You'll be able to provide this for them to go through and be sure you are doing the right thing. SOP for handling consumers' complaint is very important. How you do it, maybe if you do a supply and somebody said that this water is tasty, maybe there is a taste, a fuel or something. You should have a record for that. That so batch you produce at so time, there was a complaint. So that if you want to trace that product back, you can be able to do that. Then SOP for recall and distribution. That is when you have distributed that water, you have a list and the batch of water that you produce for that particular time. So that if there is a problem and you want to call back that product or that batch that you have produce, you already have a record of what you produce. It will be easy for you to go back, trace it and recall it back from the market. Consumers complaint and recall. It says that all consumer complaints should be handled by technical personnel, because it's technical personnel that will know what really went wrong with the water. It's the one that can be able to trace and know what went wrong. Thoroughly investigation and documented. In case of anything, there should be documented. Just as she said that what is not documented is not done. You don't just say something from your head. But if you put it down, you can be able to go back and trace it. The outcome of the investigation should be communicated to the management in order to prevent future occurrence. So if there is anything that happens, you document it and communicate to your management so that they will prevent the future occurrence, so that such thing that happen will not repeat itself in future. If a recall is decided upon, it should be done quickly using the production batch history. That is the production batches, the production you made for the week or for the month. You already have the badges, you have the record of where you keep it, so that you can easily go back to recall it. All record of recalled products must be kept. In event of any recall, NAFDAC must be fully notified of all actions and receipt of consumer complaint. So if you document it, you'll be able to communicate to NAFDAC that this is what went wrong, this is what happened, so that NAFDAC will be aware. In case, because we too will get complaints from consumers too, so that if there's anything, we'll be able to know that these people, they've communicated to us that so thing happened and this is what they've done about it. The root cause analysis should be carried out and corrective action and preventive action plan will be developed. Then distribution system. Atwab. I hope we are not sleeping. Okay, we move on. Distribution system. Record of product distribution network must be properly kept for easy recall of defective products. Just as I said earlier, you keep the record of your distribution. You gave Mr. A. This one, I know that most of us don't do it, but it's a practice that NAFDAC wants you to do. You give Mr. A products, you write it down that I gave Mr. A so products and so dates. If there is anything, you'll be able to recall it. Distributor's name, that is, when you recall it, you have your distributor's name, the address, the fax or the phone number, email, etc. should be documented. Just in case of anything, you already have your record. Transportation and handling. How do you handle your products? How do you convey it to your customers? Products should be handled and transported under conditions that prevent deterioration, contamination, spoilage, and breakage to ensure that the product safety and quality is maintained up to the time of delivery to the consumer. What are we trying to say? You know, some of our people, maybe when they put now that there is scarcity of fuel, you might buy 4 liters of fuel, put it at the back of the truck where you put your pure water. Somehow, you know, our road is very good. Somehow, something might happen and the fuel will spill on the water. So it will definitely contaminate your water. So how you handle we say that we want it to be safe and maintained till the time of delivery to your customers. You have done your part. So whatever happens, let it be from them, but not from you. So you avoid anything that will have a contamination on your product. All packaged water should be stored in a cool, dry place and away from sunlight. It's not that when you pack your water in the truck, maybe you are going out in the evening, you come and load your truck in the morning, you leave it outside for like 2-3 hours and the sun is hitting directly on it. So it is not allowed. Throughout the day even, my colleagues say throughout the day, so it is a no for NAFDAC. Let's assume you want to go for delivery. In the next 30 minutes, just arrange your things fast and deliver it to your customer. You don't allow sunlight to hit on the product. Yes, just as he said it also reduces the shelf life of your product. It's supposed to be 2 months for sachet water, but by the time you expose it to sunlight, it will reduce the shelf life of your product. Artwork, we are moving. Thank you very much.
Artwork.